Welcome back to the Webby O'Neill channel, and it's match preview, Manchester United versus West Ham. I'm looking forward to this one, Reds. Get your thoughts and opinions in on the match, the starting 11, score predictions, anything you want to talk about. First of all, though, should we change it up a bit here? Should we talk about West Ham? I've seen a few of their fan channels after that Bournemouth game, and they were not happy at all.
No, a couple of weeks ago, I was worried about this game, but they're having a meltdown there at West Ham London. West Ham fans are not happy overall with David Moyes, his approach to the game. This turmoil there, is he staying, is he going? We want him out, that's what you keep hearing. No, he's got to stay. I'm looking forward to this game because I think it's the right time to play West Ham. I know when we went to West Ham, we had a poor game, really, got beat. West Ham didn't play too well. So I'm pretty confident now with the way it's going at West Ham, and the Bournemouth game was abysmal, and I mean abysmal.
Yeah, totally agree. Sounds like they're having a bit of a meltdown there. Not too sure what they want, whether they want Moyes in, Moyes out. But Lucas Paqueta for West Ham contributes to a lot of their attacking play. He's going to miss this one. Antonio as well. And against Bournemouth, Kalvin Phillips, give the ball straight away, or should I say straight to Solanke, who scored. So it was a debut to forget for him. But what I noticed was they had 4 holding midfielders playing that game. I think it was Kalvin Phillips, Ward-Prowse, Alvarez and Souček. Now, do you expect them to come here like that on Sunday?
I do, yeah. I mean, when they come here, I call them the bricklayers because they tend to build a brick wall at the back in a lot of the games. And having 4, possibly 5 holding midfield players tells you what's coming. And it also tells you that it's going to be a difficult game for Man United to get behind them. They love playing Man United. They raise the game. It's a big occasion for them. And obviously, they'll be pretty noisy, the fans, what come down to watch them. So they're in transition, West Ham, not bought in the January transfer window. And they should have improved this squad. But the reality is, where is David Moyes with this football club? Is he staying? Is he going? Should they give him money? Well, they've not given him money.
Yeah.
So
the writing's on the wall.
The writing is on the wall. Yeah. And I think the state of play from these players, they can see it as well. And they've dropped off in the last couple of weeks. So I'm confident it's going to be hard work. We're going to have to be patient to get behind this brick wall, what West Ham are going to build.
Yeah, I heard like some of the responses after the game. They were disappointed down their left-hand side, weren't creating anything. I think it was Ward-Prowse who was on that side. But again, that's not his natural position. So I think it'd benefit us hugely if West Ham set the same team up like they did against Bournemouth, because I think after Ward-Prowse scored from the spot, I don't think they had any chances on goal after that.
Yeah, looking at it from a Man United point of view, I think what the fans have got to say, and the players, is you've got to say same again as what we did. How we set out the game straight from the off against Wolves the other night. So at the end of the day, same again, full-backs overlapping. Absolutely, we've highlighted that. That's what's been missing. And then you've seen Luke Shaw and Dalot do it. Wan-Bissaka won't be in there. So it's them two. They've got to overlap. They've got to help the wingers. And then you've got Højlund's movement in the middle. That's got to be the same. And the wingers have got to get behind. And I think if they go at it, same again, as they did the other night, I think a couple of early goals, and that's it for West Ham. I don't think they've got the firepower up front to actually trouble United. And troubling United, well, will they trouble United?
Well, they troubled us at their ground, but like I say, that day we were really poor. But you could also say West Ham took the chances when they needed to. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
You've got to put a little bit of respect on there, a bit of perspective on that actual day. But yeah, we were shocking, and I expect a different performance here from Manchester United. And again, when I'm saying perspective, West Ham are actually above us in the table at the moment by a point. So we need to correct that at this stage of the season anyway. If you'd have come into the start of the season saying, look, him going into February, West Ham would be 1 point above you, you'd be thinking, well, where are they? They're in the Champions League spots, but no, we're sat in 8th position.
Well,
for 7th position, sorry.
Well, for West Ham to be in this position, it's a really good position. A lot of West Ham fans don't appreciate exactly where they are and how far they've come over the last few years. So they're being critical of themselves, but United are in a position to jump them in the league now. And like I say, I was worried about this game, but I think this is really something where I can say it, this should be an easy 3 points. And I'm not usually like that, saying it's an easy 3 points. I think the mood in the camp at United has changed. I think the manager has changed. I think the confidence is there. When you look at what the squad is there, it's slimmed down. Fringe players are now not there. Everyone now knows what to do. The disruption, what we've had off the field, especially with Rashford and that, and about commitment, about who wants to play, who's staying, who's going, are we getting transfers? Should Ten Hag change his tactics? I think when you look at it now, I think everyone is on board and they all know what they've got to do. So I think West Ham are in for a tough time here at Old Trafford.
I've got to be a little bit more conservative here through what I've seen throughout the season. You just don't know what you're going to get from it, from Manchester United, from one game to the next. We've mentioned it on previous videos. We've got to take this game by game, because it wouldn't put it past me if we turned up here on Sunday and West Ham nicked a draw or even nicked the 3 points based on previous performances. But going off just that Wolves game, you've got to look at the front three, how they combine with each other. They combine with each other a lot more fluently and a lot better than what we've seen in recent games. Rasmus is starting to put the ball in the back of the net as well, because that's the wide players in the midfield all starting to gel together, click together. And plus, at the back there, you got Varane and Martinez. I thought against Wolves, they were fantastic. Everything that was coming into their our box, they were clearing from the left, from the right, also trying to link up with the midfield. Big bonus having Casemiro back with Kobbie, Mainoo in the centre of midfield. We've seen what he done against Wolves there. Absolute fantastic. And let's hope he can continue that with Casemiro there. But again, I have got to be a little bit cautious just based on our previous performances. But I'm confident that we can get the win, if that makes sense. I just don't want to go overboard here, because we've done it too many times in the past. And David Moyes, when he does need a result, he always seems to find that result just to keep the pressure off him from the fans, just for another 2 or 3 more games. So I just hope it's not this one that he gets anything from. Yeah,
well, you've got to look at the defence. Varane, can he play 3 games on the trot? Well,
Good shout.
I think he might. The other day, I wasn't too sure, but I think he might play against West Ham. Then we've got like a week's break going to Villa, which is another tough game. So that might be possible for Varane. I'm hoping that Martinez, his foot injury, he's overcome that, and it's not the reports aren't too bad about it. So if that is there, then I'm confident, because that allows then the two fullbacks.
Do you know what? That's a good point. That with us coming up against Villa away next week, would you be tempted? If there's any doubts around Martinez, that throw Harry Maguire in there alongside Varane, do you think we'd be able to cope sufficiently against the West Ham team? Or
I think this will be debated by United fans over the weekend. To be honest with you, because I wouldn't bring Harry Maguire in if Martinez was out. I'd bring in
Kwambala.
No, Johnny Evans. I would bring it. Honest to God, I would bring in Johnny Evans. Solid. You also have to look at is it really a massive, a big attack lineup from West Ham, constant. So I think Johnny Evans would thrive in that environment, and vice versa. If Martinez was playing and Varane was out, I'd still bring in Johnny Evans. So that to me would change, would suit United really, and keep that attacking option on, because Johnny Evans is what you call the steady Eddie. He knows what it's about.
Yeah, we have got to be tight and controlled in that midfield though, because if they do up the performance levels, West Ham, compared to what they did against Bournemouth, you've got some decent players in that midfield. You've got Kalvin, Phillips, obviously not the best start for him against Bournemouth. We've got Ward-Prowse in there, dead ball specialist. How many times we've seen Ward-Prowse come here, from a free kick or, putting balls through. He is decent on the ball, Ward-Prowse. You've got Alvarez, Souček in there, big lads. So for Kobbie, Mainoo and Casemiro, if they start, they're going to have to put in a real top performance, to get a grip of that midfield, because them lads will put challenges in. They ain't going to be just like sitting back, sitting off him. They will go in and look to put challenges in.
I look at West Ham and think to myself, right, they haven't got a potent attack, okay? That's the way it is. It's unfortunate. But what you do have to look at West Ham with is corners, free kicks. That's where they'll be dangerous from. Yeah, and they use it really well. If you look at Kalvin Phillips, let's get something right. I think a lot of people have gone overboard on Kalvin Phillips, right? It was a team that got relegated. That's who he played for. A team that got relegated, Leeds United, went to City, done nothing, right? Done absolutely nothing. So this player's got it all to prove, and I don't believe he's good enough. I don't think he's a top Premier League player at all. So he's gone to West Ham, pressure's on him, and the performance he put the other night was absolutely garbage. So was West Ham. It was garbage. And that's not me having a go at West Ham. They were garbage because their fans say they were garbage. And I do believe that United, with one change, if it happens and it's in the defence, I think Johnny Evans comes in, and I think United, same again. And you've got also have to look at it this way. I said many months ago, and I'm saying it right through the start of the season, this team will be different when all the players come back from injury. And Ten Hag has said that, and Ten Hag stuck his neck out and said, when my players are back, I'll have the best side. And the other night, you've seen glimpses of it. Yes, little lapses in the game. We all know that. But at the end of the day, I think this team is too strong for West Ham.
We have found it difficult, over recent games. Mind you, let's face it, the last couple of years or so, when teams have just sat back, what they call out there, the low block, where they just sit there and look to counter-attack, found it very difficult here, actually, against Bournemouth, who drew with West Ham the other night. You know, and they done us, they were clinical that day, Bournemouth, in sticking the chances away. So we have got to find a different way here, a plan B. If West Ham don't come out, they don't try and push up the pitch with a high line, to get round them and start feeding Rasmus Højlund.
I think what it is with United, I think they'll be too strong. Even if they do get out, which they will come out at us, try to spring the trap. What has to happen is Marcus Rashford and Garnacho have to be on the ball and not ball watching. They have to chase back. I've seen it the other night. I've seen it once or twice throughout the year where players have come back, helped out, because the midfield cannot get exposed on a counter-attack. So them two wingers, they have to be on the ball. Our problem right through the season is that we've been caught out too wide open in the midfield, and West Ham will know that, and they will flood it. They will flood it. So that's my last point on it. I'm wary of it. That's the only thing I'm wary of. And United, to me, really should overcome the West Ham brick wall.
Brick wall. Yeah, if you look at the team, what they set up the other night against Bournemouth, you can't really imagine that having a lot of width to the team. It's going to be a lot more of the players in the central areas. So, that could also give us opportunities with our fullbacks. You've seen Luke Shaw bombing forward against Wolves the other night. Had a good partnership there with Marcus Rashford on the overlap, the underlap, and I thought it was one of Deleu's best games in the attacking third. A couple of times switched off at right back defending, but I thought he had a good game going forward, Luke Shaw and Deleu. So for me, all the signs for me, when you're looking at it, this can only point to a Manchester United win. It just depends on, again, our midfield. Can they get on the ball? Because they will be physical, West Ham. Can Bruno get in the faces and get creating up the top, with Garnacho, Rashford linking up with Højlund? And let's hope Kalvin Phillips has another shocker. For me, going forward as well into the internationals, the Euros, into the summer, I'd put Kobbie Mainoo ahead of him into that squad, personally. Unless he has like a big upturn in form, Kalvin Phillips. But for me, Kobbie Mainoo, I'd put him well in front of Kalvin Phillips currently.
Early days for Kobbie Mainoo. Let's see how he progresses. But when you talk about the game, it's simple. West Ham, they will have a defensive mindset, and United have to go at it. And let's hope that they get round that wall and score an early goal. If they scored an early goal, I think West Ham, you'll see them capitulate.
Oh, so there we go.
That's how I see it, and I think many West Ham fans see it that way as well.
Yeah,
they do.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thanks for joining us for today's video. A few topics there discussed on the game versus West Ham. Let us know your thoughts and opinions as ever in the chat. Score prediction, starting 11. Sorry, what is your score prediction?
Oh, my score prediction. I actually think it's going to be 4-0. 4-0.
Don't need to say for who there, do I?
No, you don't need to say who. That's all. You know what I mean? No, I do believe 4-0. I think they'll get the early goal in the 10 minutes. I do. If they get the early goal in 10 minutes, I can't see it going any other way because West Ham have to come out. So for me, 4-0.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a conservative 6-1 for Manchester United. I'm only joking. I'm going to go 2-1 Manchester United. For me, like you mentioned before, just before we sign off, you mentioned about West Ham from dead ball situations, corners, free kicks. Let's hope Onana is switched on as well at these corners, free kicks, and coming out to claim the ball. That's one thing that I want to be looking at in this game to see if there's an improvement. But yeah, I'm going to switch off there, sign off. We'll be back straight after the game with a match reaction with my dad, Tony, Webby as well. So if you're available, come and join us and get your thoughts and opinions in on the match. And hopefully we've got the 3 points. Thanks for watching us. Thank you.
Thank you.